all swim in an ocean of emotions where pain and pleasure can last for a moment, but we keep going without really knowing how to identify specific feelings, and showing a tough outer shell is how we deal with it, but we never really find a way to heal from it. This hell of burning inside and not realizing why we hide behind this facade of who we are not. It's a confusing thing when we fuse together memories that infuse a few of our situations from the past, but we refuse to face the facts in fear of an emotional relapse, and so we react accordingly according to what we can control. But the heart doesn't forget even when we try to let go. We fill the holes that memory moles have buried below and hold on to this makeshifted mold and think to ourselves, well, that's just the way it goes. Our minds repeat defeat as they retell the things that we've been told by others and ourselves, but we have got to realize that we are all he says we are, and we are his own. We are his own. Do you even realize who you are? The power to change, the power to bang and knock down the walls that have you caged. The power's already been given, it's hidden inside of every believer, but it's hard to retrieve it and reach within to find the strength and clarity to use it. Sometimes it feels hopeless, sometimes it feels impossible to cope with. The culprit is inadequacy and fear even when we don't know what we're afraid about. Somehow this anxiety takes the driver's seat, but we've got to remember that we are the ignition, that we hold the keys. We are his own. Do you even realize who you are? The power to change, the power to bang and knock down the walls that have you caged. It's inside of you, all around you. The sound of hope is there in the air if we become aware that even when confusion is overtaking, there is something better in the making. There is an overriding hope that we are all he says we are. And we are his own. But what if we shift from this boarded door and lift the hood on the things we've ignored? Rip up the floorboards and rebuild the foundation. Are we able to stare the monster in the face and conjure up the courage to replace the blinders that we put in place? Will we like our space, comfortable in our bubble where we know it's safe? And if this sounds like you, you're not alone. We've all been there too. We've all walked in each other's shoes in some way or another. We are all brothers and sisters and fathers and mothers, all connected as family, as cherished loved ones. But we isolate ourselves from the very things that can help us because we are afraid of the number one enemy, which is ourselves. And so we carry on with this heavy load. But dealing with negative emotions is like rowing upstream. The current is strong, but we get stronger as we paddle against the unseen. We are his own. Do you even realize who you are? The power to change, the power to bang and knock down the walls that have you caged. It's inside of you, it's all around you. The sound of hope is there in the air if we become aware that even when confusion is overtaking, there is something better in the making. Anxiety overtakes my functionality. Panic attacks that seep into the cracks of the traps that entrap me to feel free, to feel deliverance and breathe. I'm cooped up in this loop of failing to move on. Depression is internalized rage. How do I exchange the pain and change the way I interpret my feelings that I'm staying with? Cause sedation through sleep is how I escape it when it's just too hard to face it. I can't overtake it, I can't overtake it. I need you to overtake me. The fear of failing clips my wings and stings my motivation to try new things, to get back up when I've fallen cause the odds have been stacked up against me. I'm crawling on my hands and knees and inadequacy is by far my worst enemy. I am his own. Do I even realize who I am? The power to change, the power to bang and knock down the walls that have me caged. It's inside of me, all around me. The sound of hope is there in the air if I become aware that even when confusion is overtaking, there is something better in the making. There is an overriding hope that I am all he says I am, and I am his own.